Subtracting decimals. Subtracting decimals is done the same way as subtracting whole numbers. If you're not sure about subtraction, have a look first at the subtraction videos for whole numbers. With decimals, you just have to make sure that the numbers are all in the right columns by having the decimal points lined up under one another. Here's an example. 97.5 take away 51.3. 5 take away 3 is 2. 7 take away 1 is 6. And 9 take away 5 is 4. Put the decimal point under the others. So that's the answer, 46.2. If you need to do borrowing, this happens in the same way as for whole numbers too. Have a look at this example. 52.6 take away 34.7. Starting in the tenths column, 6 take away 7 you can't do, so you go next door to the units column. The 2 becomes a 1 because you take one of those and put it as a little 1 in the tenths column. Now you can take 16 take away 7 is 9, and you go to the units column when you have a problem again. 1 take away 4 you can't do, so you go to the tens column, take one of those 5s, making it a 4, and put it in the units column as a little 1, like that. Now you've got 11 take away 4, which is 7, and 4 take away 3, which is 1. Put in the decimal point, so that's the answer, 17.9. You may have to subtract a mixture of whole numbers and decimals, and you have to be extra careful to line up the columns correctly. Have a look at this. 63 minus 27.8. Write down the first number, there it is, 63, and then write the next number underneath, lining up the tens and units column as normal. 27.8. Now add a decimal point after the whole number here, and add a 0 here above the 8 because it makes it easier to do the sum. 0 take away 8 you can't do, so take one of these 3's, making that a 2, and put it as a little 1 beside the 0. 10 take away 8 is 2. Now in the units column, 2 take away 7, you can't do that either. So take 1 away from the 6, leaving 5 in the tens column, put it beside the little 2 as a little 1. Now in this column you've got 12 take away 7, which is 5. And in the tens column you've got 5 take away 2, which is 3. Put in the decimal point under all the others there, and that's the answer, 35.2. Here's an example with 2 places after the decimal point. 92 minus 27.43. Here is 92. Now write the smaller number underneath, lining up the tens and units column as usual. Minus 27.43. Then add a decimal point at the right hand end of the whole number 92. Put zeros in these spaces here in the columns after the point because it avoids muddle and it's easier to do the subtraction. Keeps everything tidy. So 0 take away 3 you can't do, so you go next door. Well, there's still a 0, so you can't do there either, so you go here. 2, take one of those, leaving 1, and put it here There's a little one. Now we can do the hundredths column, because there are 10 in this column, so you take one of those 10s and turn it to a 9 and put 1 there. So you've got 10, take away 3 is 7, 9, take away 4 is 5, 1, take away 7, you can't do that, so you go to that 9, turning it to an 8, and take 1 into this column. 11, take away 7 is 4, and 8, take away 2 is 6. Now you need as well to put the decimal point back there under the others. So that's the answer, 64.57. Remember that you must never add zeros in the middle of a number. Here's another example using money, which has 2 places of decimals after the decimal point. Let's do £53 minus £27.62p. You write down the whole number of pounds, there it is, add a decimal point after the 3, then add 2 zeros because there are no pence. Then we write the second number under the first, take away £27, decimal point, 62p. So now you can do the subtraction. 53 take away 27.62. Starting in this column, 0 take away 2 you can't do, so you go next door where you've still got a 0, so you have to go to this column here where there's a 3. Take 1 from the 3, leaving 2, and take this one, there's a little one next door there. Now we can do this column. 10, take away 1 is 9, and put the little one there next to the 0. So now we can do the sum. 10, take away 2 is 8. 9, take away 6 is 3. And now we've got a problem again. 2, take away 7, you can't do, so you go to this column, take 1 away from the 5, which is 4, and put it as a little 1 beside the 2. Now we're okay. 12, take away 7 is 5. 4, take away 2 is 2. So that's the answer. Oops, we've put a decimal point under the others. £25.38p. Notice that if you have 2 sums of money, one written in pounds and one written in pennies, you have to change one of them so that both amounts are written in the same units. For example, £35.47p, take away 79p. Change this to £35.47p as before, take away £0.79. So write the 2 numbers down here lining up the decimal points. £35.47, take away 0.79. Starting in this column, 7 take away 9 you can't do. Go next door to this column where there's a 4. Take one of those, leaving 3, and put it as a little 1 beside the 7. 17 take away 9 is 8. And in this column we've got 3 take away 7, which you can't do. So you take one of those, turning that to a 4, put a little 1 there. 13 take away 7, which is 6. Now in this column you've got 4 take away nothing, which is 4, and 3 by itself. Put in the decimal point, and that's the answer, £34.68p.